With AEW Revolution just a couple days away, the question on everyone's mind is, will MJF be able to out-wrestle, outclass, and even outsmart the American Dragon Bryan Danielson in a one grueling hour-long Iron Man match? We'll have to see. What's going on, guys? Boss P6 here, back to another video, and today I'm here to do my AEW 2023 Revolution predictions, and I'm not going to be too long with this one, folks, because last night I already posted this on my community tab. I was not able to review Dynamite last night because I had a lot of updates on my computer for some reason, even though I deleted the tabs of some certain websites, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, I wasn't able to review Dynamite. It was featured at the Cow Palace, and oh boy, if I did review that show, you would have seen one of the worst shows that the show's done in its entire history. That entire show was absolutely abhorrent. It was atrocious. It was somehow worse than last week's, because at least last week's was at least had some okay moments. The only thing I had going for was MJF and Bryan, and that was in the final 5 minutes of the show. God, Jesus, this show's going off the rails. It feels like this company's going off the rails, more so than it did last year, but this is one of, if not the worst build that this company has done to a pay-per-view. Now, yes, the pandemic happened and all that stuff, but at least they tried. They at least had an excuse. There was no excuse for what happened last week. I am still trying to comprehend the thoughts of what the actual hell I did watch last night. So, yeah, I ain't gonna be too long with these predictions because maybe there's maybe one or two matches that I'm kind of interested in. But besides that, let's get on with the show and see what the show has for us. So, okay, I pulled up the card. Obviously, you guys can't see it, but I have the wiki here. If there is a dark match, it will most likely be Stokely versus Hook and all that stuff. And Hook is probably gonna win because why not? So, anyways, let's start off with the opening match, which is Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a no holds barred match. They've been building this thing up for months, and I think God's finally going to get a payoff. They showed on Dynamite last night of Jungle Boy digging up a grave for Christian Cage, and I thought we were going to get a buried alive match, but no, we're getting a no holds barred match on a show that has a Texas Death match. Kind of overdoing your stipulations there, Tony. Maybe you should get your head out of the white sugar anytime soon. Have Jungle Boy win. This feud's been going on for way too long. They're probably going to swerve us and have Christian win, and Luchasaurus show up out of nowhere. He hasn't been seen since Full Gear. I don't know if he had to take time off where he was injured, but yeah. Just please end this feud. This feud's been going on for way too long. Speaking of matches I don't care, which is the theme of this entire show, the Elite, Omega and the Bucks versus the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews for the Trios titles. Most likely Don Callis on commentary and Rick Knox's, referee. In the biggest quotation marks possible, because we can't have these things. The Elite are probably going to win. If House of Black win, I don't care. Look, I like Malachi. I like Brody. I think he's a very underrated for a big guy. And Buddy's really damn good too. I just don't really care about this group. And the Elite are overrated. I mean, when they actually give a damn and actually have good chemistry with other opponents not being carried, they can actually have a good match. Hell, Omega's match from Wrestle Kingdom against Ospreay was a damn good match. Even though I'm not a big fan of both of them. They took it seriously. This is not going to be serious in any stretch of the imagination, because on Dynamite last night, the Elite were making their entrance, and Malachi, Buddy, and Brody attacked them on stage while the lights kept going off and on and stole the tag titles. Way to build up a trios division there, Khan. So yeah, that's about it. And then we have a three-way, oh my, for the Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho versus good old Slinky Neck Saraya. Have Jamie win for the love of Christ. If they have Saraya win, I am convinced that Tony wants to make everyone leave. I would not blame Ruby if she actually wants to leave. Because I'm sorry, her debut was fine, but it feels like she's done nothing in that entire company. Like, name one thing of note that she has done in that company. That's what I thought. Oh, God. Watch them swerve on us and actually have Ruby team up with Soraya and Jamie and all that stuff. Please have Jamie win because one, Jamie's actually good, and two, Soraya can wrestle her way out with pick her back. Yes, I understand that she hasn't wrestled in so many years. Well, maybe if your neck wasn't made out of, I don't know, molten bread and you weren't defending people that should never be defended. Hello, Running Racky, you are a lolcow. Oh, another person who likes to piss me off from his stupid comments. And yes, Fall in Reverse is overrated and it's garbage. I don't care what anyone says. But enough of my musical rants aside, which everyone likes for some reason. Yeah, I hope Jamie wins. And don't have Soraya wrestle in the ring ever again. Because she has regressed horribly, horribly in the ring. Speaking of regression, Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. The Jazz Soul Society is banned from ringside. They're not making me care about Ricky Starks. That is an ultimate sin. No, not the Ozzy Osbourne album. That is a crime against wrestling. You're making me not care about Ricky Starks, one of the most charismatic young talents that are going today, and you're not making me care about him. He had a really damn good match with MJF for the world title back in January, I think, and he's stuck in a very one-sided, lopsided affair with Jericho. Jericho lost to him once, and it feels like Ricky's meant nothing. I don't know. I don't know what Khan's doing. I really don't. Jericho can't go anymore. He can't. For the love of God, have Ricky win. But they're probably going to have another swerve on us, bro, and have Action Andretti join the Jazz Society because we can't have nice things. Speaking of jazz holes, Sammy Guevara. I have a very quick question I want to make. Okay, so they had a Revolution, the face of a Revolution ladder match on Dynamite. Yeah. Which had Hobbs, Guevara, Takesha, Kingston, Ortiz, Andretti, and I think it was Commander who was in CMLL, and AAA, and he's actually not bad for a luchador that does flips and all that stuff, and actually how to land them properly, unlike the Bucks. That was a total car crash, and I don't really remember anything from the match. Okay, so Garcia interferes and attacks Andretti, and Sammy does a senton on a ladder, or through a ladder onto chairs. Oh, AR Fox was in the match too. I almost forgot, but that match really didn't care. Okay, why didn't Sammy just go for the ring? Do you have a question? But no, Sammy had to take risks because he's an idiot and he wants to not be walking by the time he's 30. To be fair, he's a total dweeb and a total douche canoe, but I certainly digress. Yeah, they're going to have Action Andretti join most likely. And just completely just make his character pointless. Anything Jericho touches makes everything pointless. It's baffling to say the least. So yeah, I hope Starks wins, but it most likely ain't gonna happen. Then we get the TNT title match, Joe versus Wardlow. Hobbs won the ring, by the way, so he's gonna face whoever wins on Sunday. They're gonna face Hobbs for the title next week. I like Joe, but Father Time's really knocking on his door. He's really starting to slow down, and I like Wardlow. He's ready for a big guy, but this match could be a fine Haas match. Wardlow, this feud really should have ended a while back. Like, the way that this feud has gone, Wardlow has been cooled off. Yes, he'll get big pops, but it feels like it really doesn't mean anything in all honesty. So yeah, I'm going to have Wardlow win. Then we had a Texas Death match. Adam Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley. They've really overdone the Texas Death match stuff. Like, I'm going to be honest, there really hasn't been a great Texas Death match since Chris Harris versus James Storm at Sacrifice 2007 at TNA. Yeah, there really hasn't been great Texas Death matches lately. It's like that Invader versus Cat Shack at Halloween Havoc 1993. Like, those two are like contender for the best. I really don't care. Like, I like Moxley. I like Hangman. The matches they've had were pretty damn solid, but it's just going to be another garbage hardcore match, and I would not care, which sucks because I really do like these guys. When wrestling, it's good, but when you do garbage deathmatch stuff, it's going to be bad. So I guess Hangman will win. If Moxley wins, I really wouldn't care. It's just I don't really care about this pay-per-view. Like, maybe the TNT title match and the main event are really the only matches I necessarily care for. Then we get to the World Tag Title match in a four-way. The Guns, Austin and Colton versus the Acclaim, Bowens and Caster versus the TNA Rejects, aka Lethal and Lethal and Jarrett, versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, who won the Casino Battle Royal last night in one of the stupidest matches I've ever seen. Cassidy and Danhausen are most likely going to take the pin, probably Danhausen. Cassidy, by the way, last night he took on Big Bill, aka W. Morrissey, in a match that lasted 15 minutes. I'm really questioning this company's existence sometimes. I really am. Look, the Guns, they are trying, but they are no way worthy of being tag team champions. Put them back on the Acclaimed, so that way the tag titles mean relevant, which means the Guns are probably going to retain. Look, they're not bad talents. It's just they were pushed way too soon. This tag title run has done nothing for them. And then we get to the match I really care about, which is the Iron Man match. MJF versus Danielson, 16-minute Iron Man match for the World Championship. Now, the build has been a bit weird in terms of the promos, but when the promos are on point, they are on point, and MJF's been great ever since. Now, I do recall that when MJF cut his promo about the woman of his dreams leaving him, apparently that did happen in real life, so I do feel bad for him, which it sucks. It really does suck, in all honesty. I've never had that personally, but I know people that have. And I kind of feel bad for MJF in a way. This is going to be a damn good match. This is really going to test MJF if he's going to actually go 1 full hour or he's going to pull off some chicanery. I don't think Bryan should win because if Bryan wins, okay, cool, but what do you do with MJF afterwards? And really, Bryan doesn't really need the title at this point. Like, I feel like yeah, he's over, but he doesn't really need a championship. It's kind of like with Eddie Kingston. Yeah, he's over, but he doesn't necessarily need a title to be over as he is. It's like the Roddy Piper thing, in all honesty. Like, yeah, Piper won an IC title, but he didn't really need to because he was generally over with the crowd. So no matter what, Bryan's going to be over with the crowd, champion or not. I think MJF is winning. After Bryan, I don't know where they're going to go with MJF in all honesty. You could have him possibly feud. Maybe. Oh man, I really don't know what they're going to do afterwards because you can do like a myriad of other things, but you can probably do him and Takesha again, maybe a double or nothing because they still kind of have unfinished business. After that, I don't know what you're really going to do. So they're kind of put themselves into a corner, but at the same time, there's other ways to get out of it. So I'm gonna have MJF win. If Bryan wins, that'll be cool, but I don't really think he needs a title, in all honesty. So those are my predictions, folks. Very enthusiastic, like this show is gonna be most likely. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big red subscribe button, and tap the bell so when I upload, you will be notified. Thank you guys for watching this video, and most importantly, join the herd. I'll talk to you guys next video. Peace out.